Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and we'll be playing Game 4. Game 4 of the 1973 World Series. Now, the Mets lead it 2-1, and we're starting off the game with Kenny Holtzman on the mound for the visiting A's. We're in beautiful downtown Flushing, Queens, New York, right across from LaGuardia Airport. And on the mound for the hometown team is John Matlack. John Matlack was 14-16 and a 3.20 ERA in 34 games started. Now, this is a rematch of Game 1 in which Kenny Holtzman I believe got the victory. I know the A's won at 10-6. I believe Kenny Holtzman got the victory. And Kenny Holtzman, 40 games started, was 21-13 with a 2.97 ERA. Now, I remember Kenny Holtzman as a New York Yankee in the mid to late 70s, and he was not a prize. Let me put it to you that way. By that time, I guess, he started off with the Cubs, then went to the A's, had a bunch of successful years with both. But by the time he got to the Yankees, he was used up, okay? He was not somebody you wanted to see on that mound, and when you did, you were like, okay, they're losing today. Anyway, we're going to get started. We're playing Payoff Pitch. This is a giveaway, part of the giveaway series. In other words, there'll be a trivia question at some point in the game. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tell you to send the answer to the trivia question, and your name will be put into a drawing. And then we're going to pull a name out of a hat or out of a bag or whatever it is. We're going to shake them up good. Everything's going to be, I'm going to film that. Same way we did with a Stratomatic 1991 season. We gave away the whole game and the complete season in really tip-top shape. I didn't know. I had never opened the box. It was a used set. But I never, the box that it came in other words, the box that the mailman delivered it in, I never opened the whole set to look at it. So I really didn't know the condition, and that was my disclaimer. Well, the guy who received it sent me a beautiful letter saying thank you so much. The game is in perfect condition. He was so excited. That made me tremendously excited. Giving back, that's what it's all about. No hoarding. We don't need to hoard, okay? It's okay, you can't take it with you. And my rule is if I can't fit it in my coffin, I'm not taking it. So there's a couple of actual sets that I will be putting in my coffin, but that's it. All right? I'm not gonna be able to fit everything that I have. So a lot of this stuff is eventually gonna go to somebody somewhere. And that's it. And stuff that I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to, you know what? I'm gonna let go. And in this case, Sideline Strategy was very cool, and they said, hey, we got you covered on this. If you're interested in doing that, we'll send out a brand new 1973 season set. Not only that, Joe says if the person has the 73 set and they want a different set, they can get that too, no problem. We'll give that instead of the 73 set. So this is beautiful. That's 4 minutes of talk. Let's start playing. It's going to be campy. Rudy and Bando leading off for the A's. Reggie Jackson is in cleanup tennis, batting 5th. At first base, Alou in right field, batting 6th. Batting 7th is Ray Fosse, the catcher. Batting 8th is Dick Green, the second baseman, and Kenny Holtzman batting 9th. Here's Bert Campaneris, the pitch from John Matlack. Go. That's a tough pitch. Let's see what 47 Campaneris is going to ground it to the third baseman. And that's Garrett over to first just in time to get Campaneris, who can really motor down that line. It's going to be a wheelhouse 13. That's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Jones to the track, to the wall, looks up, it's out of here. 1-0 A's. Joe Rudi got a hold of a meatball, a wheelhouse pitch, and put it over the left field seats, over the left field fence, and the A's lead at 1-0. So John Matlack wishes he had that pitch back. Sal Bando, see what he could do with a tough pitch. Nothing, that's flied out, shallow center. Right there is Hahn, 2 down. Another tough pitch, but that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through. Base hit, Reggie. Oh, nope. It's going to be a strikeout. Reggie Jackson out on strikes for the 3rd out, but the A's pick up 1 run on 1 hit. The home run by Joe Rudi, and they take a 1-0 lead after half an inning of play. Kenny Holtzman, this is the battle of the Southpaws. Kenny Holtzman facing Wayne Garrett. Tough pitch, 36, that's a strikeout. Garrett goes down swinging. Millan batting second, Staub batting third, Jones in the cleanup spot, then it's Milner in the 5th spot. Now Milner was the hero of Game 3 when he connected for a 2-out, bottom of the 9th walk-off home run. John Milner, he was the leading power hitter for the Mets in '73 with 23 home runs. Okay, let's see what we're doing. 12. Pulled the card. 12, right? And it's going to be in play to Felix Millan, 94. In play 94. It's a fly ball, shallow left, Rudi. 2 out. And Rusty Staub batting third. Ballpark, 49. It's 1-46, so that's going to be in play for Staub. In play, 62. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop, Campaneris, over to first. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Kenny Holtzman. Rest of the lineup is Grody batting 6th, the catcher. Batting 7th is Hahn. Harrelson batting 7th in center field. Hahn batting 8th, Harrelson. The shortstop, and batting 9th is Matlack. That's the Mets lineup completed. Now we go back to the A's in the top of the 2nd. It's going to be Gene Tennis. He was the MVP of the '72 World Series when the A's defeated the Reds. That's patient 18, and that's going to be a base on ball. So Tennis walks. And it's Jesus Alou, right-handed batter. Tough 08, that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Matlack. Next is Fosse. It's a tough pitch, 90. And that's going to be a ground ball shortstop. It made the double play, and it is 6-4-3. Harrelson, Millan to Milner, and the Mets are out of the inning. Now this is practically chartless, as you will see, using the fast action cards and learning just a couple of rules. This is practically a chartless game. 99, I'd say 99%. I played games, multiple games, without looking at the charts. The rare plays are the ones I need to look at because I don't know those. Jones is leading it off. It's going to be Cleon Jones versus lefties bat at 273. That's a 3. That's defense. A 92. That's going to be an out. What kind of an out to the second baseman? And then the next card tells you what kind of an out. It's a ground ball out. 4-3. Jones grounds out to Dick Green. I was going to say Dick Williams. John Milner, hero of yesterday's game. It's a tough pitch. 36. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2. For Holtzman. Now it's Jerry Grody, the batter. That's ballpark 60. That's going to be in play 52. That's an out. Ground ball. Oh no, fly ball to right field. Right there is Alou, makes the catch, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Mets bats are on silent. They've been muted. John Matlack facing Dick Green. Patient 60, and that's a ground to second. Mian, 1 away. Now Holtzman is a 3-pitcher batting card. That's Patient 92. It's going to fly ball left field, and that's Jones right there for out number 2. We are in the top of the third. 1-0 A's. 11 ballpark 43. That's going to be in the wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 69. That's going to be an out. That's going to be line caught by the second baseman Mian, and that's 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom half of the third. 1-0 A's. Mets have failed to get a base runner. Kenny Holtzman on his game, masterful against Don Hahn, Bud Harrelson, and John Matlack. After this inning, we got to shuffle. Tough. 14. That's a strikeout. Hahn down swinging. Strikeout number 3 for Holtzman. Here's the pitch from Holtzman. In play, 72. That's an outrange. That's fly ball center field. Sliding over to his left is Jackson, makes the catch. 2 down. And now it's John Matlack, who's a pitcher hitting card 5. That's in play 70. That's a fly ball center field, shallow center. Racing in is Jackson, makes a nice running catch. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. So Holtzman has retired 9 Mets in a row. Go to top of the fourth, 1-0 A's, Game 4 of the 1973 World Series. This is our giveaway. We're giving away the 1973 season in Payoff Pitch. Great game, fun game, easy to play. Get the fast action cards for sure. They're a must-have. Joe Rudy, who homered in the first inning. Oh, we forgot to pull our mix. Our shuffle. We're shuffling. All right, there we go. Now the best baseball sounds I have found, I was using YouTube for a long time, but Replay Baseball, if you get the free online version, you get the sounds for free. Just download it onto your computer and play, turn a game on and get a game going and I'm playing the 2014 season just to learn it, and it give you a beautiful sound. The best ballpark sounds I've found so far. Let me get them a little bit louder. I really like that. Okay, we're ready to roll now. Gonna cut it. All right, here's the pitch from Matlack to Joe Rudy. That's wheelhouse again. And that is going to be a line drive base hit into left field. Playing it on a hop is Cleon Jones in left for the Mets. Rudy's on at first. Bando, nobody out. 11. That's ballpark. Ballpark 60. That's going to be in play. 61. That's going to be a fly ball right field. Staub is there. Staub playing with an ailing shoulder. Crashed into the wall against the Cincinnati Reds on a long fly ball he made a nice catch on. Tough pitch to Jackson, a 78. And that's a fly ball deep center field. Back goes center fielder Hahn to the track. Makes a nice running catch for out number 2. Reggie Jackson gave it a ride, but not enough. Gene Tennis now. Tough pitch. And that's a fly ball center field. Right there is Hahn, and that retires the side. So after the single, it's 3 up, 3 down. The A's lead 1, and after 3.5, it's 1-0 A's. So after the home run in the first, Matlack gave up a walk in the second, and then a single in the fourth, and that's been all. So he was really settled down. Now Wayne Garrett is leading off. That's going to be in play, 68. Ground ball, Campaneris to his right. Throws. 1 away. Felix Millan. Patient, 31. That's going to be a line drive, base hit center field. Millan choking up. Hit it right on the screws into center field on a frozen rope. Rusty Staub, 6. Patient. A Patient 61, right outside of hit by pitch range. And that's going to be a ground ball shortstop. That may be a double play. And it's going to be a no. They wasn't William Green wasn't able to get the throw off. So Staub is on at first with a fielder's choice. 2 out. Bottom of the fourth, 1-0 A's. Cleon Jones, 7 in play. In play 36. And that's going to be popped up to the right side, excuse me. Second baseman right there, and that retires the side. Green makes the catch. After 4, 1-0 A's. What a great game. Seaver pitched in game 3, a 2-hitter. Amazing. Won the game 1-0. 2-hitter. Tom Seaver, Tom Terrific. John Matlack facing Jesus Alou, who struck out in his first at bat. That's in play 52. Fly ball, shallow right. Rusty Staub is there, 1 away. Ray Fossey's next. He hit into a double play. Patient, 74. It's a fly ball center field, shallow center. Back goes Harrelson. In comes Hahn. Hahn calls him off, makes the catch. Dick Green. Tough pitch. 36 strikeout. 3 up, 3 down for Matlack. Go to the bottom half of the fifth after 4.5. It's 1-0 A's. John Matlack and Kenny Holtzman locked in a pitcher's duel. Game 4 of 1973 World Series. 11, ballpark. Milner, the batter, with good power. 87. Oh, too bad. That's above the Shea Stadium power numbers. It's going to go into in play, so that could be a hit. We'll see what happens. 47. That's going to be an out. Ground ball, third base. Bando fires to first, 1 away. Grody in play. 78. That's an out. Ground ball short. Campaneris, 2 out. And Don Hahn, patient 06. That's going to be a base on ball. So Hahn, the tying run on a base with 2 outs. Is Hahn a threat to steal? Well, he's a 3 at 2 stolen bases. Let's see what happens. He does not go. You look down here, steal 3. For him to get the jump, it's going to be a 3 or less. We've pulled a 9, so we do not manage that. Buddy Harrelson with 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, 1-0 A's. This is only the second base runner of the game. So Holtzman is dominant today. It's going to be 4, a tough 98. And that's going to be a fly ball shallow left. Right there is Rudy. Makes the catch, retires the side. Mets lead 1, score none, and after 5 complete, it's 1-0 A's. John Matlack is going to face Kenny Holtzman. 3, it's patient 92. And that's going to be a fly ball, shallow left field. Jones is there, running in, makes the catch. Wasn't playing very deep. 11, ballpark, 43. That's going to be wheelhouse for Campaneris. That's a 69. Line and caught by the second baseman. The second time, Campaneris has lined it out to Mian at second. 2 outs. Joe Rudy's 2 for 2. 4, Patient, 65. And that's a ground ball, second base. Mian flips to Milner. 3 up, 3 down. That's 9 in a row for Matlack. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 A's. John Matlack leading it off for the Mets in the bottom of the 6th. It's a tough pitch. What can Matlack do with it? Not very much. That's flied out. Pop up left field. Back goes Garrett. Back goes Bando. In comes Rudy. And that's Rudy calling for it. Makes the catch, 1 away. Wayne Garrett against Kenny Holtzman. Wheelhouse. 1-23, and that's a deep drive to right field. Oh, 84. That's not going to do it. That's a ground ball. Chops it down. That's Green over to first. 2 down. Mets had their chances today. That's defense. Defense 12. That's going to be a hit, a range, or an error. It says range. So that's going to be a range hit. What kind of hit? It's probably just a single. Not a. Yeah. Goes the top to my pen. So Mian is on at first. Mian is a base stealer, a 2, so he's not gonna waste time with that. All right, Rusty Staub, tying run at first, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. 1973 World Series giveaway question. Player came back in Game 4. He was deactivated after Game 2 after making a couple of errors. Who was it? Game 2 player. Made a couple of errors. Charlie Finley kicked him off the team, kicked him off the World Series roster. But by Game 4, by popular demand, he was reactivated. Who was it? Send the answer to that to combatpainter@yahoo.com. Get your name in the drawing and win a 1973 season of Payoff Pitch. Rusty Staub, Kenny Holtzman. Five in play. 48. That's going to be a fly ball left field. Back goes the left fielder Rudy to the track, makes the catch. So Staub gave it a ride, but not enough. Go to the top of the 7th, 1-0 A's. John Matlack on the mound for the Mets. Kenny Holtzman for the A's. Sal Bando leading it off. Oh, it's time again. Got to shuffle them up every 3 innings. Nice and quiet, no dice rolling. Much more serene experience. Much more peaceful experience. When there's no dice involved. Like my dice, but sometimes I got to do the silent game with the cards. And as you can see, they're very effective in reproducing, a very realistic game. Cut, go, turn them, flip them over. John Matlack to Sal Bando, it's a 10. That's tough pitch, 44. That's ground ball and through for a base hit. Sal Bando's on with a leadoff single here in the top of the 7th. There's action in the Mets bullpen. Sal Bando will not be running. It's a 3C. 11 ballpark. Ballpark 49. Oh, we're lucky that that's just above, just ahead. It's 1-46 versus left-handers. Shea Stadium is. So that's going to be in play. In play 62. And that's maybe a double play. Let's see what we pull here. It's a low number, so it probably is. It's a 7 there, it's an 8 there, so it's going to be a 6-4-3. Harrelson to Mian to Milner, double play. That's the second one for the Mets today. Now it's Gene Tennis, Patient, 82. And that's going to be hit by pitch. So Tennis gets plunked. Hit by pitch. Tennis is on at first. Again, not a threat to steal. Not a very good base runner either. We're going to keep him in just because he's the first baseman and he was the MVP. We're not going to pull him for a pinch runner. Alou in play. In play, 85. Ground ball, shortstop. Harrelson flips to Mian. That's the force, and that ends the inning. So after 6.5, it's 1-0 A's. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Jones, Cleon Jones, John Milner, and Jerry Grody for the Amazons. The Amazons lead the series 2-1, thanks to John Milner. Hit a bottom of the 9th home run to win it for the Mets by a score of 1-0. Cleon Jones from Kenny Holtzman. 10 in play, 13, and that's going to be pulled down the line into the corner, but that's gotten too quickly by the left fielder Rudy, and Jones is held to a single. John Milner, 4. That's tough pitch, 77. 77 is going to be a fly ball, shallow center. Jackson playing center field for the second time in the 1973 season. Makes a catch. Second or third time. This is game 4, I'm not sure. But he didn't play it during the season. Jerry Grody now. That's going to be a 6. Patient, 0-4. That's going to be a walk. So the tying run is on at second base now in Jones, and there's going to be some action in the A's bullpen. First and second, and it's going to be Don Hahn. So 5 in play 50, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field for out number 2, and it's Buddy Harrelson. Tough, 16, that's strike 3. Mets leave 2, and after 7 complete, it's 1-0 A's. The only run today for the A's coming on, and for the game, coming on Joe Rudy's first inning home run. Matlack against Ray Fosse. It's going to be Fosse, Green, and Holtzman. Thunder outside. Tough pitch, 67. It's going to be a ground ball, second base. Mian over to first, one away. Green, next batter, he's 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. That's Patient. Patient 42, outside of any kind of range. That's popped up to the left side. Harrelson is screaming, ball, ball, ball. He makes the catch. And Kenny Holtzman. We're going to let Kenny Holtzman go here. Ballpark, 27. That's going to be wheelhouse. Kenny Holtzman's a 375. That's going to be an out range. Fly ball, deep center field. Back goes Hahn. He's there. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Matlack. Love the 7-3 ball games where you can have the pitcher, no pitching changes. I like playing that way, 70 style, even 80 style almost. Minimal pitching changes, which bogs down the game tremendously. So it's Matlack leading it off for the Mets here in the bottom of the 8th, and we will have to make a pitching change here for sure. It's going to be a pinch hitter coming up. It's going to be a righty for the Mets. They got a couple of righties who have been pinch hitting, in the World Series. It's been Beaucamp, Jim Beaucamp. He's going to come in. He's going to pinch hit. So he pinch hits here in the bottom of the 8th against Holtzman. Here's the pitch to Beaucamp. Now Beaucamp versus lefties bat at 267 with no home runs. That's an 8. That's tough. Tough pitch, 24, and that's a strikeout. So Beaucamp strikes out. And I'll tell you, that is strikeout number 3, number 4, number 5, and out number 1. Okay, Wayne Garrett now. Pitch from Holtzman. It's a 4. That's tough. Tough pitch, 40, and that's strike 3. Strikeout number 6 and out number 2 in this inning for Holtzman. Next is Felix Millan. That's a 9. That's another tough pitch, 70. And that's going to be a fly ball, shallow center. In comes Jackson. Makes the catch, 3 up, 3 down for Holtzman. It's 1-0. A's going to the top of the 9th inning. New pitcher for the Mets. It's going to be You Gotta Believe. You Gotta Believe. Tug McGraw is coming in. And Holtz, put him in the wrong spot. So that was 8 innings for Matlack. And Matlack pitched a heck of a ball game. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits on the game. 1 run, 1 earned run. Walks, I believe he walked 1 guy. Struck out 1, 2, 3. Walked 1, struck out 3. Gave up 1 home run to Rudy, the only run of the game. Now it's going to be McGraw. We're going to pencil McGraw in with some colors here to give him make it easy to see where we brought. There we go. Looking good. Campaneris against Tug McGraw. I'll put him there. It's easier to read that way for me. 7. Tough 49. Tough 49 is going to be a ground ball to third baseman. Garrett up with it. Fires to first. Oh, and gets Campaneris by half a step. Campaneris motoring down that line. Rudy. Patient. 54. And that's not enough. That's popped up to right field. And Staub is there, makes the catch. 2 out. 10. Patient. Patient 70. And it's going to be a ground ball, second base, Millan. Over to first, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 9th. And we're going to let Kenny Holtzman finish it out. If anybody gets on, we're bringing Darryl Knowles, who actually in this series, Darryl Knowles pitched all 7 games for the first time of the World Series. Relief pitcher doing that. It was an amazing feat. All right, it's going to be Staub, Jones, and Milner here in the bottom of the 9th. It's a 1-0 score. A's are up. The only run coming in the first inning on a home run, a solo shot by Joe Rudy. Eventually, Joe Rudy goes to the California Angels. Never really a truly big superstar. I mean, he started off and had a great, sensational, reputation for outfield play and did hit 300 a couple of times early on. But by the time he gets to the Angels, he never really, he has a bunch of injury problems and never really, I don't think, reaches his potential or the expectations that they have for Joe Rudy. That's my take on it. I don't know. You may or may not agree. Rusty Staub. Here goes. Pitch from Holtzman, 10. In play. In play, 94. That's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Alou to the track, to the wall. Makes the catch. Oh, my goodness. And I thought that was a tie game there. 1 away. Next is Cleon Jones. 5. In play. 0-8. And that's going to be a line drive base hit left field, and Jones is on with a single. It's the second hit of the game. He's 2 for 4 now. And next is John Milner, the hero from last night's game. He has another chance here. And that's going to be it. John Milner bats from the left side. We're bringing in Darryl Knowles. Bringing in Darryl. Oh, looking on the wrong side. We're bringing in Darryl Knowles. There he is. Good old Darryl Knowles. And Darryl Knowles is going to be orange, I guess. And how am I going to fix that? Like, how am I going to make this one? There. Knowles. There. Darryl Knowles. That was amazing how I did that. To pitch, Darryl Knowles, the lefty, was 6-8 with a 3.09 ERA in 52 games. Against John Milner, who against lefties batted 2.09 with 5 home runs. So he has decent power and about 134 at bats. So proportionally, he would hit about 25 home runs against the lefties. All right, here's the pitch to John Milner. It's an 8. That's Patient. Patient's not going to do it. 86. And an 86 is going to be a ground ball second base. That may be a double play. It's an 11. It is not. And moving to second base, it's going to be Green over to first. Slow hopper that Green had to run in for. And going to second is Jones. 2 outs now, and it's going to be Jerry Grody. Now we're going to see Raleigh Fingers coming in. Raleigh Fingers is coming in to face the righty Grody. Where is Raleigh Fingers? There he is. So Fingers is in. And Fingers, I guess, will be something else. He'll be, what is it? He used blue, green. He'll be green. Fingers will be green. So Knowles does his job. Gets Milner to ground out. And now it's going to be Raleigh Fingers. Now I'll tell you, Fingers was 7-8 with a 1.92 ERA. He had 22 saves in 62 games. Pitched 126 innings. Okay, so we're going to get a pinch hitter. We're going to get our favorite boy, Ed Kranepool, a lifelong Met, going to pinch hit for the Mets. Make it exciting. One of my favorite players for sure. He just had a kidney transplant. He'll be at the 69 reunion in New York. I'll be there for that. Jerry Kuzman. I'm sorry. Ed Kranepool, that's what I'm looking for. Ed Kranepool is going to pinch hit against Raleigh Fingers. Here's the pitch to Kranepool. That's an 8. That's going to be a tough pitch. 21. That's going to be a strikeout. Game over. Mets lose it by a score of 1-0. So, that was too bad. So Fingers is going to get the save. Hold for Knowles. A victory for an amazing pitching performance by Kenny Holzman, who gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 2 walks. Struck out how many? Struck out 5, 6. No runs, no earned runs. And he went 8 1/3, 8.1. Knowles went 0.1 and retired Milner. And then it was Ed Kranepool. Fingers came in, faced Ed Kranepool, and got the save. Ed Kranepool struck out. And let's do that now. 4 hits for the A's, 1 run, no errors. For the Mets, it was 1, 2. Oh wait, that was 4 hits for the McGraw. What did McGraw do? Came in 1 inning, and it was only 3 hits for the A's. So 3 hits for the A's. Excuse me, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. And the Mets had no runs, 4 hits, and no errors. And that's the ball game. The series now is tied at 2 apiece. The A's win this one by a score of 1-0. And a tremendous ball game. Went by pretty quickly. Whenever you don't have a lot of substitutions, the games will go by a lot quicker, and that's why, that's why I like these older seasons, 60s, 70s, and even 80s, and I really kind of focus on those times simply because it's so much easier to play. I would never do like a modern day season. And if I like the whole season, I would do like one-off games, interesting games or interesting series or something like that. But the season is very, very grueling, and if you have to get, just recently I heard that we're not at the halfway point in the 2019 season, and the Seattle Mariners have used 33 pitchers so far. 33 pitchers. So, trying to run a modern Seattle Mariner season replay, that would be a nightmare. Unless you're doing it on the laptop, on the computer, on the desktop. That's the only way I would do it. Otherwise, I'm down to doing one-offs. Seasons are way too grueling to have to do all this for that, So, yeah, it's much easier when you have a game like this where we had 4 quick or 3 quick substitutions because we needed those pitcher substitutions. And then we had a couple pinch hitters for the Mets towards the end because it was the bottom of the lineup coming up and that sort of thing. Sometimes you have to do it, but that was pretty quick because by now, by game 4, I already know the teams pretty well. So I can say, okay, this guy was pinch hitting and against righties, and this guy was pinch hitting against lefties. Now you can watch all these games on YouTube. The whole 73 World Series, all the games are on there. Watch it. It's a lot of fun watching, just learning about the way things were, the way baseball was back then. And again, the question for this one was which player was reactivated after being deactivated from the World Series roster after Game 2. He got Charlie Finley so mad that because he made a couple of errors that Charlie Finley kicked him off the roster for the World Series. But by game, it was by popular demand. People were outraged. People said, "Hey, you can't do that." And plus, one of the errors wasn't even an error; it was a mistake by the umpire. So anyway, there was an outcry for him to be returned. Then by Game 4, he comes back. Doesn't really play in this game. Doesn't play in Game 4, but he is back. So that's good news. He's back in Game 4, back in Game 5, but he's back. Doesn't play in Game 4, but he definitely comes back, and that's a good thing. All right. So this is Combat Painter, CP, Cards and Dice, signing off. Hope you enjoyed the game and the chat, and I'll see you guys later. Make sure you get the answer to that question to combatpainter@yahoo.com so I can put your name in the drawing and you can win the 1973 season or another season if you already have the 1973 season. Take care, brother.